After a gruesome curb stomp in Game 1, the two teams have decided to switch colors mid-match, thereby making it all the more difficult to keep track of. But don't worry, this man has a team tag to help coordinate from Team Blackberry. Trying to put a win on the map for his team, it is Gardener. And down in the bottom left-hand corner, from Google, it's TTT. I'm, of course, curious what TTT stands for. I would hope it is his initials. Theodore, Timothy, Trundleford. Something like that. Thinking of 3 words that begin with T, at that rapid clip, oh day 9, you've outdone yourself. The map is Yunsu, or as I like to call it, the Dream of Tanks. This is a map where the Tanku is a fantastic unit. Love seeing mech play. I mean, just come back to this beautiful 3-mile-high view of the gorgeous terrain surrounding Yunsu. We see a good choke to destroy things with in a tank. A ridge to be upon as a tank. Wow, this watchtower monitors all the land around which a tank can shoot. SCV Scout, if we zoom right back into about an altitude of 1,000 meters above the air. These are big units. We see that Gardner's walling himself in and getting a gas. And we see the same thing from our pink, who's supposed to be blue Googler, TTT. No one's gotten any sort of orbital commands yet because none of them are hacking. They're playing by the basic rules of the game, get the barracks, get up the orbital. Generally, we'd anticipate 1 of 2 big branches coming up for either player. One is to go for that Reaper, get a little bit of map control, monitor things a touch, and expand. Another one, much less common, especially on a map like Yunsu, is to try to go for the straight factory. Again, those are the 2 big deviations at this point, but pretty much in all matchups, Terran players are looking to get their expansions up rather swiftly, and the Reaper is one of the best tools to do so. Once this geyser went down, a lot of the upcoming game is scripted for them. See a command center, then a factory. Actually, we'll know. There's actually, again, another big pair of deviations that can occur at this point. Both of them will throw down that command center rather promptly, but the next question is, what's going to be going on with that gas? What we could see is a fast switch to the factory, which would almost always involve a reactor, followed by the tank, followed by the starport, or players could potentially... Players could potentially be going for some more barracksing action. Uh-oh. Look at this. TTT, he, don't tell anyone he's going for a fast factory. Here it is. We see the reactor en route for Gardner, who has begun the command center in his main base, wants to avoid getting sniped off by that Reaper. Here comes Gardner. Is he... Oh, barely didn't get enough vision range in there. Rats. Rats. Where's the Marine? In the main base, engineering bay going down for Gardner. He hasn't spotted an expansion, and there he spots the factory, so he knows exactly what is going on. It's likely going to be a fast tech up. We actually don't see any command center anywhere. TTT is going to have to be going straight up to starport right now. Factory in the main base for Gardner. He'll likely be following up with tanks, with lots of Marines being produced out of the front. Ooh! So juicy, so daring, I love it. Starport Tech Lab, but my god, this Reaper has X-ray eyes, has seen right into the soul of TTT, has all the data analytics to make pie charts saying 100% chance of Starport. It's a Reaper who's really talented with Excel. Looks like Gardner is going to be taking out a single little worker. I mean, just really gruesome battery going on right now by TTT. Bringing all the pain in. Wow, turret's going down unusually early for Gardner. Absolutely does not want to lose to any sort of cloaked Banshee. But man, these Reapers are doing some work. Oh my god, these oh, never mind. These Reapers are crashing into buildings. Ugh. Now, Gardner, we would anticipate, would not do the swap off and get the Banshee up. We'd anticipate more of a straight switch to the tanks. And look at this. Reactor from TTT over on the factory. A lot of choices coming up for TTT. Can do one of the ever infamous Hellion Viking mixes to seize map control and get aggression. Difficult spot to do that in because, of course, there's no command center for TTT. Hellions are an expensive unit. Burn through that cash faster than me when I had an allowance at age 13 and had no concept of what money meant. My mom gave me a $20 bill. I was going to think about how much value I was getting at the arcade by putting the whole bill in instead of making it singles. It's 20 extra tokens. I'm a businessman. Gardner, on the other hand, with his second orbital command up, has plenty of opportunity to secure himself a very safe and sound main base. TTT. Looks like he canceled the reactor and went straight for a tech lab. Or I just misread. He's going Marine, Tank, Viking, has the support of a Cloaked Banshee, which has not done direct damage. Obviously, we see in the Workers Lost, there's really been hardly any impact that's gone on, but Gardner has built 3 turrets. That's a pretty significant amount of damage. This Reaper sees everything, man. My god, this Reaper, he's starting to get no fear, man. He's like a teenager. Oh, young ones. Uh-oh. More missile turrets up all over the place. God, 4 missile turrets. I mean, he is, like... It's not that he's building anti-air, it's that he is anti-air, like Gardner pickets and has signs that says death to flying things. Look at those missile turrets coming up on up. Uh-oh. TT's gonna have to cloak. Oh my god, he doesn't have cloaking. No! Oh, it gets taken down. Oh, cancel the upgrade. Oh, and it's done. It's done. The corpse is now invisible and on the ground. TTT's gotta make some magic work fast. Starting to see Gardner do all the usual tech switches. 2 barracks coming up. Soon enough, we'll see a pair of tech labs. We're even seeing +1 attack a second engineering bay. You can tell by the stuttering of my intonation that this is a desperate time. A landed Viking versus a Reaper that will never die. Oh my god. Gardner is putting a little bit of the pain on. He's putting a little of the beat down all around. Tank Marine at the front. Tanks are king on this map. So many juicy spots to place a tank. Where will you put a tank, you might ask? Wherever I want, says Gardner. Gardner's controlling this bottom watchtower, which, by the way, has a really beautiful logo, sort of hidden from the players. It's invisible to them. But for us, we really get to admire the work of Bernat. TTT. He's going into the lion's den. He is trying to step into the maw of the dragon. He's sieging up directly in front, but the siege tank in the back is already ripping things apart. Oh my gosh, an exchange that goes very poorly for our pink Terran from Google. TTT is going to lose his Viking, lose his tanks, lose most of his Marines, and lose any chance he had of getting momentum in his court. Combat shield. Stim. Reactor on the starport. More command centers coming. A 3rd command center coming from Gardner. Oh, dude, Gardner is winning. You guys, Gardner has the lead. You know what? You know what? I don't know if you've ever played a racing game like Mario Kart where you're trying really, really hard. And you think to yourself, I'm about to pass the leader. But then you realize that the leader has actually lapped you. So when you pass by him, you remain in 8th place. Ugh. Grody. Fortunate thing is that in Terran vs. Terran, there's a sort of built-in comeback mechanic called the Siege Tank. Tanks are king in Yonsu and quite kingly in this matchup all around. A single volley of Siege Tanks in the right spot at the right time can turn everything around for TTT, even though Gardner has more tanks, more Marines, more production structures, more upgrades, more command centers, more workers. I don't know, and maybe his apartment's bigger too, and his car is nicer. With all that said, TTT is still doing the smart thing and staying aggressive, and this is a great exploitative angle! Oh my god, Gardner is actually going to have to choose to take a bad engagement here. Free pickup of Viking going down! Barracks taking damage. Will it lift? Will it blend? Will it blend? TTT proving that indeed it can break apart into the little tiny chunky bits. It looks like it's going to be a Marine drop. Oh my god, Gardner with a sick counterattack. I mean, my stomach is curdling. Just like milk, my stomach is curdling. Gardner is going to dart right in, pick off a couple of workers, and TTT is immediately losing massive mining time. Oh, the tech labs. Oh, the tech lab. Siege the tank, siege the tank, siege the tank. Siege the tank, retreat the tank. Retreat the Vikings. Siege the tank. My god, 7 Marines. Oh. Oh my god, the workers are coming all the way back. Oh my god, they're kiting, they're kiting, they're kiting. Dude, they are... Gardner is making like Ben Franklin and kiting right now. To amazing success, workers will eventually take down the Marine in a very Marxist fashion. But Gardner has really pulled himself into an even bigger lead. I mean, I want you to imagine the tortoise and the hare story if the hare just ran all the way to the finish line and the tortoise was like, Jesus, that is so unfair. My God. I was trying to be slow and steady, but you can be fast and steady? Where's a trade-off in that? The hare is better. TTT. Not really in a good condition at all. Oh my god, 2 medevacs as well. Ugh. Down on the bottom side, we see TTT. Getting ready to get dropped. Gardner preparing the drop. 3-2 upgrades. My god, keeping pace with Bomber. Getting ready to wreak the havoc. Gardner played this clean and smooth start to finish. No dramatic big push. Just waited for TT to come to him. Quashed it. And then he went to TT. And he quashed it. Wow. Now some of the workers are going to join together and contribute to these tanks before dying. The tanks are down. In the main, there's a lot going down. I'm going to hit Control R. We're just going to look at these numbers be rather blue at this point in time. TTT, have deep admiration for the fact that he is hanging in there. He was in a reasonable condition, a reasonable position, and started to make a little slip up here, a little slip up there, here a slip up, there a slip up. And then, wow, Gardner. Oh my god. And the hare just spat in the tortoise's mouth. Does mean that Gardner ties it up for Blackberry 1-1. As is the case in a best-of-5, this means that going into Game 3, it is a deciding match. Not deciding for the fate of who will come out ahead or behind, but going into Match 4, one of these teams will be at match point. The other one will be trying to stay alive. Who will it be? Stay tuned. Yet another oh-so-brief break in the After Hours Gaming League. Stay tuned.